Lamb back. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Revolutionary Book Trap. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can. It says my mic is muted, but Lamb back.
I'm back.
Lamb
Chief, I
back.
can hear you.
All right, for sure. All right. Let me put an X on that little prompt. But yes, welcome to yet another episode of the Revolutionary Book Trap. We was a little busy last week. Apologies for not, but that's all. We was putting in that work regardless. So it's Chief Cheen. You already know, editor-in-chief of the Black Hammer Times, or working class background. You see him pronouns representing the Zapotec people of Mexico. Camarada Camote.
I'm back. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm Comrade Camote, representing the colonized nations of Africa and Turtle Island, and come from the working class, and I use they, them pronouns. Excited to be here with y'all discussing this just really incredible work of Amilcar Cabral, one of our most ingenious revolutionaries, who literally because of their work setting up this this revolutionary organization really tipped the scales of power in Africa, right? Because before that, Africa was just really had to have been just totally colonized. It was under Portuguese colonialism. Then they had all the bleach demons, in South Africa. Controlling it was Rhodesia, with the apartheid state, and that's what they were planning, right? That's what they were planning to do to the Portuguese territories as well, right? But thankfully, they didn't get that chance. So
Exactly, because revolutionaries like we come out and stand up, fight back, right? So let's remember to like, comment, and share, y'all. Let's get this political education out to the masses. Send it to your friends, your familia, whoever it is, so that they can get this fire political education and discussion in their day. So you can, let them know that that they can listen on the way to plantation. And don't gotta be listened to live, but shoots, review it, see what's up later on. But let's see who else is in these comments. Lamback Mace, Lamback, Yabe, Charles. What's up, Charles? Lamback. Let's see. I see Trelode up in this city builder ditch. That's what's up. Lamback. Lamback, what they comment with the bed here. Let's go. All ready to go. QC, Lamback. I think I named everyone. I hope I didn't miss anyone.
we got Colibri, Mel.
Lamback Minister.
Who,
That's you don't know. Damn, I can't believe you don't know who that is. Come on.
Yep, Minister People's Affairs, right?
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
There's a little quiz trivia question for Camote right there. Early trivia.
Minister Ren. Yeah.
Black Hammer trivia.
Oh, and we got TY Senegal.
Thank you, Senegal.
And,
that's how I read it. Thank you, Senegal.
oh, thank you, Senegal.
Because what else is it? I think it's Thai Senegal. But Lamback, let's go. Exactly. That's the spirit we need right now. Lamback.
Lamback. Oh shoot, when we got Lamback, we got our we got some. Is that? I forget. I think it's Arabic, right?
I think that might be Virgil's. But
yes, there you go.
Lamback, y'all, Lamback. We're gonna be reading Unity and Struggle. Y'all know the deal. This chapter definitely talks a lot about what we can reference back to our own political organization, so full of gems as always. So I think it was what chapters was it? To 23 though. The 23.
Yeah, 21, 23.
Yes, there you go. So we're gonna get right into that. But first, y'all know the deal. Let's run them jewels so that we can continue raising resources for our people, making sure they get their needs fulfilled, making sure they get those material needs fulfilled. And you see us putting in that work, whether it's over in Gambia, over there in the ATL in Atlanta. And that's what's up, Senegal. Shared. Who else? Drop them hashtag shareds. But yes, and I don't know who that cutie over there, those two cuties, that one in the back particular. I don't know who that is, but it looks like they putting in some work. So let's make sure we raise those funds. Who got some donations, y'all? Because if y'all got them donations, that's one way to support heavily the organization, and not just the organization, but our poor working class colonized folks. And I already see G coming through with the $5. That's what's up, G. That's what's up. And back. Who else got that? If y'all can donate, remember you got them pledges for later on. Whenever you can donate. I know the struggle would be a little heavy, but I know them Robin Hood outreaches be hitting. So I see what the comment with that $5. Ren, y'all, salute to Chicago. I see y'all putting in that work. Chicago should be up here too, but there's so much work that we all do everywhere. But what's it called? Not enough space on the size. Not enough space. So much work to go around, but not enough space.
Land back goodness, Odudu. I hope I'm saying that right. Land back Adrian Gant, or is it Raheem Hamper? I'm not sure. But
it's Raheem. It's Comrade Raheem. That's what's up. But yes, if y'all can't donate right now, make sure you put them hashtag shares. This is DJ Virgil's with the shared. And I see people who donated sharing, like Minister Wren. So that's what's up, y'all. Salute to y'all getting this PE out. Let's make sure we keep sharing, commenting, liking, and donating, y'all. And donating to provide the material aid that our people so desperately need. So let's see. No other donations, y'all.
Right back. I'm gonna donate $10.
Yo, see, Camote had to fill in the gap right there, y'all. What's going on? Putting y'all to shame. That's our who going top or match. We're gonna match Camote. Well, I have to do it. That's what's up, Acorn. Land back, Acorn. Acorn be putting in that work too, over here in the Cali channel. That's what's up. 5.
That's what's up. Land back, Acorn.
Yes, let's keep them donations coming, but we're gonna get into some trivia, book trap trivia. See if y'all did some reading. Paid attention at least. Yes, DJ Virgils, that's what's up. Matching. That's what's up. I didn't think that someone was gonna catch that. But Senegal did. I'm there. But anyways, we're getting back. This is book study. This is book study, and that's why we get into trivia, book trap trivia. Would you like to read it out, Camote?
Land back, sure, I'll read it out. So the first liberated land in the Guinea-Bissau revolution was the island of A, Aruba, B, Bissau, C, Como, D, Delgada. All right. What's it going to be? Let's see. We already got some.
Oh, we got some
guesses here.
We got some differences in opinion right here. So we'll see who got the right one. I see some C's. I see an E. Delgada sounds. D for Delgada. Yeah. You get it? Oh, I see what OG did here. I see what A for Aruba, B for Bissau. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I just noticed that
too. I see more C's, but I guess time will.
Any more guesses? Come on, y'all. We only got how many? 5 people posting.
And some lessons in Espanol. C, como means, I think it means to eat, and
yeah, that's right.
All right, we let.
There we go. C, como.
C. There is such an array of answers, y'all. Pay attention when y'all is reading. It's C for como. It's C. Even a B. I think we had everything but A. But y'all did. Y'all can reread. That's all good. That's what we got the books for. That's what we can. That's what we got time for. So, yes, land back to everyone who shout out to the C's.
Shout out to the C's.
Everyone who didn't get it right, donate $5. The C's match them.
Hey, Bequilla Bean shared it 10 times. All right, who's gonna top that?
Thank you, Yabe. That's what's up. Yes, Brian, $5 for the wrong answer. That's what's up. You gotta. That's the what is it? The punishment right there. militant about everything, the work we put in. Shout out to Oju, Tom, and beating the 10 times Yahweh put in, share 20 times. Line back.
I'm back.
I think we can get into this book trap. See what's up with our read it, Max.
All right.
I think it may be your read that back, Kamote, to start off with.
Here it comes. Yeah, here it is. All right. The 3rd of August, 1961, in the face of the fiercely negative attitude of the Portuguese government, which refuses to adopt a peaceful solution for the elimination of colonial domination from our countries, in consideration of the firm will of our peoples to free themselves from the colonial yoke, whatever the means needed, in consideration that this liberation must be achieved urgently and that our peoples are ready to achieve it, in consideration of the peculiarly difficult circumstances that our peoples face in the struggle against Portuguese colonialism, in consideration of the necessity to prevent new colonial wars in Africa and to maintain world peace, the African Independence Party proclaims on August 3rd, 1961, as the date of the passage of our national revolution from the phase of political struggle to that of national insurrection, to direct action against the colonial forces, declares that all its militants and cadres are mobilized for direct action in the national liberation struggle, invites all the nationalist organizations of our countries to improve their organization, to strengthen their preparation for the struggle of liberation of Guinea and Cape Verde, and to coordinate their action in the united front for the liberation of Portuguese, Guinea, and Cape Verde, reaffirms the active solidarity of our peoples towards the struggling people of Angola, reaffirms the will of our peoples at any moment by way of negotiation to seek a peaceful solution to the conflict which sets them against the Portuguese government in accordance with their inalienable right to self-determination and national independence. Appeals to all peace and freedom-loving peoples, particularly African and Asian peoples, to give practical and immediate aid to our people struggling against foreign domination. Forward with our liberation struggle. Down with Portuguese colonialism. Lambach, yeah, I think that was a perfect illustration of, our principle of unity number 4, right? That we are the ones to lead the revolution, right? The poor and working class colonized people around the world. And that's why at the end of that declaration, they were appealing particularly to the African and the Asian peoples, right? Because obviously their fellow Africans were also being oppressed and colonized, right? They weren't reaching out to the United Snakes. They weren't reaching out to, KK Canada. They weren't reaching out to Australia. They weren't reaching out to New Zealand, right? They weren't reaching out to the UK, They were reaching out to their poor and working class colonized brothers and sisters and comrades, are specifically, Africa and Asia, because, at that time, right, Mao Zedong, right, they had just won, and they were still fighting. There was a Vietnam War, right? The Vietnamese were fighting the French, right, for independence. The Korean War had ended, right, and the North Koreans were, fighting for their self-determination, fighting against, attempts at sabotage, right? So, there was a lot going on, right, around the world. I'm sure they were all aware of that, and so it was all about, building that solidarity and that unity, right? Because through our colonized unity, we outnumber them, what, 10-1? Is that right? That if my math is correct. So yeah, that's our principle number 4. Chief Team, if you want to, lay out any further thoughts?
Even if we didn't outnumber them, though, Kamote, not gonna lie, even if we didn't, we would still be victorious because ours is a just war. Ours is a revolutionary war to do away with wars. To speak on like the little the little Mal vibes right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, like more than that, right? It lays out how the different stages to our struggle, right? Like obviously we're not um, in our insurrectionary phase. Not to say that we are. I don't no liability here, but the different stages to our political struggle, right? When we see that the Portuguese like colonialists, the cave beasts from Portugal, they through no means wanted any peaceful like to grant the oppressors are never going to give us any type of like leeway, any type of freedom. It's all fake, right? Even if it was, that just in turn turns into neo-colonialism. So it is through uh, the advancement of our struggle, the next stage of our struggle, which is in this case the armed struggle, that we can forward our revolution and the liberation of colonized peoples worldwide, right? And it is going to be, like Hamoto mentioned as well, right? The colonized proletariat, not these Ku Klux communists, not these leftists, but the actual poor working class that will take up their own leadership and lead the new world. That in this case, through an armed struggle, as they referenced here, and as Amilcar referenced here in the chapter. So, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's all I had.
Lamb back, yeah, in full unity with that chief team. Yeah, it's going to be our leadership at the end of the day. And that's why they were also reaching out to the other nationalist movements too, in Guinea-Bissau, right? Like, let's step it up. Let's get organized, and let's achieve that victory.
Yes, we got hella read that backs. Y'all came prepared.
Yeah, we got hella.
Maybe too prepared. We got to catch up. Pick one out of the bunch. Come with it, because.
All right. Let's see what we got here. We've got.
Thank you. What the comment?
Read that back. Page 176. Shagun in the book, the PDF, page 212. War is the best school. Struggle is the best teacher. Much more than for the Portuguese colonialists, the Battle of Como was a test for ourselves. In fact, it has enabled us to become aware of our own strength, of the capacity for resistance of our combatants and of our people in the face of the most difficult conditions for struggle, of the moral, hence military, weakness of the enemy, of political maturity, and a fierce determination of the civilian population, men, women, and children in the liberated areas, from now on definitively liberated, not to fall again under Portuguese domination. Land back. What you think about that, Chief?
Land back. Now that one, that's and I love the little explanation Shagun put right there, and it was so short and simple, but true, right? That struggle essentially is the best teacher, and will forge us more than anything else will, right? And like that's why we put into practice our theory, not like these armchair communists, right? But we actually go out, learn from our experiences, and in this case, it was the actual armed struggle against the Portuguese, the moment of truth that laid bare, that showed the weaknesses, not only of the enemy, right, but of the revolutionaries themselves, if they had any. But in this case, they did triumph and did well against the enemy. But regardless, there are always like aspects to work on, right? The weaknesses that they mentioned of the enemy. So true are they of ourselves, right? There are always things we can improve on. But again, the main point would be that it is these struggles. It is through war, basically, because technically we're at war right now, just not in the armed sense, but the war of minds, right? War is the best school and teaches us the most that we can know about any contradiction. So, slam bang, that's a fire read that back. Thank you, Shagun. Thank you. Salute, Admiral. But yeah, those were some of my thoughts on that. War do be a really good teacher.
Land back, yes, yep, and like they said in there, it was a test for themselves, right? And it proved that their colonized unity was the key to victory, right? It proved that that's what it's about. It's about that principle number 4, right? That shows that they're the ones who are leading the revolution. They weren't They weren't out here like they tried in the beginning, right? If you're familiar with the history of the PAIGC, they tried in the beginning to mobilize the kind of the petty boo, industrial workers, right? And in the urban areas, urban centers, they were trying to mobilize dock workers as well, and they suffered a huge setback when Portuguese colonizers fired on the strike workers during a strike. And after that, they were like, okay, we got to change it up. And they went to the peasants, right? They went to the peasantry. They learned from Mao, right? or at least they had the same ideas as Mao, and so they went to the peasantry, and within like 4 years from then, they had declared, it was like 1959, and then within 4 years, literally 1963, they made that declaration of war. So didn't take long either. But that just goes to show, they're not relying on these KK communists, right? They're relying on their brilliance, the colonized brilliance. You know what I mean? If they follow these KK communists, they would have been gone. They would have been wiped out. Right?
Hey, but G's ready. G's ready as hell for when the next stage advances. For when the next stage of struggle is to come. That's what's up.
That's what's up, G. We got some more read that backs in the comments. Let's see, we got Colimote Martillo, read that back, page 176, 177. Moreover, as it was won at the height of the season, the victory at Como once more confirmed the thesis of our party, which argues that the rainy season is not necessarily the best time for intensifying our struggle. This confirmation enabled us to spare and make better use of our energies during the course of the recent rainy season, and a considerable proportion of our combatants devoted themselves to agricultural work, thus contributing to the increase of production. Cadres not only participate in armed struggle, but also in struggles to serve the masses and ensure that their needs are met too. Oh, that's what's up, right? They're not just out there fighting, right? They're building too. What you think about that, Chichi?
That's why we got the hammer as our logo, because it is such an important part, and another the other side of our struggle, right? To make sure that we're meeting the needs of our people, because we are creating that dual contending power, that state apparatus that not only has the duty to protect the people in the literal sense, but protection through nourishment, right? Through feeding them, through providing for them, which is technically under the same umbrella of defense, which is to make sure that they stay fed, nourished. And that is why we have that hammer symbol, because we got to build and destroy whenever it is, whenever we need to, right? At the call, at a moment's notice, we must continue the work. No matter if that is, tactical defense, like being out here on the offensive, trying to wage war against the enemy, or just agricultural work in this case, right? Contributing to the production, increased production, right? Always looking to better the work, regardless if it's on the battlefield or if it's in the fields, making more food, duplicating our production. So fire. Thank you so much, Colimote Martillo. But don't know if you had any last thoughts on that one as well. Short and sweet right there.
Land back. Yeah, I think, that really comes down to also, I think it shows our first principle of unity, right? That, we are fighting for, full dictatorship over our land, our lives, our labor and resources, right? So they're already aware of that. You can see that. That's why, the soldiers aren't just it's not like they're copying what the colonial system does, where they have these police officers sitting around eating donuts, just harassing people, harassing colonized poor and working class people, right? What do the police really do? You know what I mean? Other than they issue tickets, right? They make money for the colonial state. No, the soldiers are out there building, right? They're building self-determination. They're making sure that they have food for their people, right? So they already are thinking that way. They're thinking that the soldiers aren't just there to win a battle. Okay, so they win the battle, but then what if they don't have like food to feed their people, right? Like then they're going to have to go and depend on some outside entity, maybe the colonizer country for food or what, like, you know what I mean? Like full dictatorship over our land and our resources means we gotta utilize that to provide for our people, right? So they're already thinking of that. It's just like so powerful, to read about that like, a real revolutionary, soldier is not just fighting, you know what I mean? They're building, they're growing food. They're not afraid to get down and dirty in the dirt, So yeah, I thought that was
Blues, huh?
yeah, exactly. Not like the petty booze, right? So I just thought it was like another perfect internalization and demonstration of, of our first principle of unity right there.
Land bag. No, yeah, full unity. Thank you so much for that, Kamote. Deepening that PE, because it can always be deepened. So I think we're going to get into another read that bag. This time it's mine, I believe. So hope y'all like it. Let's see. Seeing that it was impossible to divide the leadership of our party or to seduce any of its leaders into betrayal, the Portuguese colonialists decided to mobilize the opportunists living abroad so that the latter should try to draw some responsible workers in our armed struggle into treason. They promised a lot of money, but they failed once more, showing evidence once more of their high political awareness as true militants of our party. The responsible workers who were contacted arrested the opportunists and the traitors who were justly tried and convicted. Then, on the Canchungo front in the west center of the country, the Portuguese colonialists put into operation some of their main military specialists in psychological warfare to try to buy some of those responsible workers on this front. After making some contacts, writing ridiculous letters, giving presents and promises of all kinds, the colonialists suffered a shameful defeat. Our comrades wiped out the commanders and other officers and soldiers who thought they could buy us. This is further evidence that we know exactly what we want and that we are patriots. We are not for sale. Lambag, that's my gosh, look at that. I think I can tie that back to our third principle of unity, right? Where colonialism and neocolonialism are the source and root of all of our problems. But when we shameful, yes. But when we really unite and understand what our political, when we have that political unity, it holds us and bonds us so tight that nothing can, no amount of money, no amount of riches, fame, whatever it is that the colonizer, these sellouts promise us, will get us to sell out, because we understand the true meaning behind our struggle and what it's all for in the first place. So again, that political unity is key here, and we can see that the colonizer will try everything in their power, even that seduction through material resources, to try to find the traitors in the bunch, right? But when our political unity is so strong and so developed to such a level, that is not possible. We are true patriots in the sense, the real patriots. I just had to say it that way. But yeah, the true the colonized working class, poor working class, will never sell out, and as long as we keep up with that political unity, that political education, that's what we here doing in the book trap. So, lamb back. I think. Thank you, Watakam. But I don't know if you had any.
Lamb back. Thanks. Well, thank you, Watakame. Yeah.
Doing
my best, trying to drink my tea. Hope y'all are getting some tea this morning. Keeping those vocal cords hydrated. That I fully unite. What you laid out, Chief Team, about our third principle of unity, right? That the colonialists, the colonizers, and the neo-colonial sellouts. Those are our two. That is the sources of all our problems, really. So it's not only about addressing the colonizers, right? We have to also, in our ranks, really protect and guard against that, because we've all been colonized, right? We're all being, brainwashed with these liberal ideologies, right? And Mao Zedong, if y'all are familiar with combat liberalism, that's a really good article to check out. Highly recommend that. I believe we have that in our library too. So shout out to our Black Hammer library. Check that out to continue your anti-colonial education. We've got a bunch of great PDFs, free PDFs for the people. So, but yeah, you know, that's what, and that's exactly what the colonizers tried to do, right? They tried to, you know, pay off some of their people, right, to conspire against, and that's what they've historically always, the colonizers have always tried to do, right? They've always tried to bribe, you know, pay off, find just, you know, weak-minded people, right, who want to sell out their own people, and that's what we see happening today that we have to combat against, right? We see all these sellouts, who have historically just sold us out, and that's why we still don't have, you know, dictatorship over our lives, land, labor, and resources, is because they've just gotten these little petty group crumbs, right? We saw it with the you know, the Black Lives Matter, you know, organization, right? Buying these little houses in like white neighborhoods, you know what I mean? These like, you know, almost $1 million homes. Like, what? Is it really worth it? Wow, you know, it's sad that their minds are just all they can think about is, you know, trying to get like these little crumbs of some sort of comfort in the colonial system, while our people are out there on the streets, literally like about to freeze to death this winter if we don't get them, you know, sleeping bags and tents, and try to get them, you know, set up. And that's what we're out here doing, right? With Black Camera, we're out here helping our people out in the streets, right? The homeless, the poor, right? And you don't see that with these Black Lives Matter, with the Black Lives Matter organization, right? You don't see that, no. You see them, you know, trying to mobilize these petty blue sellouts, right? And the, you know, the students to just go and do these little, you know, performative little, hey, look at me, I'm a good person. Look at me, like I'm not a racist. Look at me, I support black people. You know, hey, black people have it hard here. You know what I mean? It's like, it's harder for black people to get a job, right? Like black people have to work twice as hard to sell out. It's really easy for me to sell out because I'm white, or I'm light. I'm like, you know, not black. Maybe because I'm a model minority. It's so easy for me to sell out, and oh, poor, like it's so hard for them to sell out, right? Like what was that study? Like it's like, you know, if you have like a black name or something, right? Like it's like it's like you have to work like a third or 2/3 more to find a job, right? Like they won't be calling you back, right? Well, it's like what you're just really saying there is it's just like harder to be a sellout, right? Like you're not saying like, it's not about advocating in, like you can see the subtext, right? Like, oh, it's so hard for them to sell out, right? They're not getting the sellout jobs like me, but it's like, that's their whole premise. That's what they're trying to sell you. That's that's what you're going to get from those organizations. Whereas we are all about fighting for full control over our lives, over our lands, over our labor and resources, right? We're not trying to like assimilate. We're trying to have our own self-determination, right? So yeah, I just want to point that out. You know, that was you know, just a really good example of how the colonizers be trying to use our own people, right? And that's what we got to really combat. And that's what we are combating today as well. So, then back. Oh, shit. We got so many read that backs in the comments too. Damn. Oh shoot. What you think, Cheem? Should we pick one from the comments or?
Yes, we definitely got some to hit. And we got old Jews. Let's do old Jews. Let's see. By pretending to want to give political authority to the populations they still control through a few chiefs. What they want to do is to prepare the ground for new conflicts among ethnic groups so that the Balanta should not get on with, maybe I can look right here. Hold on. Get on with, yes, get on. I found it here in the comments. And with the Manjaco, the Fula, should not get on with the Pepe, so as to spread confusion among us, thus making impossible the life as an African nation we are in the process of building. With their fake congresses and all their activities, the colonialists, it goes without saying, want to harm our people, but they will not succeed since our party exists, since our people are increasingly more aware of their rights and duties as an African people, because no maneuver can halt the victorious march of our armed struggle for liberation. And those who, through ambition or opportunism, let themselves be deceived by the lies of Congresses will waste their time and will be branded as willing traitors to the interests of our people and of Africa. Staying on the topic of selloutism, this was such a beautiful read that back. Thank you, Oju, because at the end of the day, right, and I think it's something that I think you didn't really get to touch on, Kamote, but even though you had a lot to say, but right, the fact that they through getting sellouts to sell out, right, through finding the traitors within among us, they divide our people, right. In this case, through the different ethnic groups, right. But they divide our people regardless of ethnic groups. It could be the same ethnic group, right, that they have divided. But that is such key. That's a huge key to the victory of the colonizers, right? That division among our nations, which is exactly why we have that second principle of unity, and it's exactly why it has led us up to this point, right? To really building for our people and showing our people more and more that we're ready for our victorious march towards anti-colonial revolution. The fact that we're all equal despite any so-called differences, right? We all the same. We all here wanting a life where no one is at the expense of another. So, regardless of our religion, ethnicity, whatever differences we have, we can and will unite together to overcome all of the problems that we face as colonized people. So, and anyone who tries to waste their time, begging the white power state, the neo-colonial state, for legislation or listening to their BS Congresses, right? The COP26 summit that's going on right now, right? Anyone who wastes their time participating in or even believing in these, Congresses, will like the Read That Back stated, waste their time, right? We know now that these it's just being a traitor if you follow through with these systems of control, right? So we're following through with the governance of our of our governments today, right? You are basically a traitor if you participate within that genocidal system that has for so long, for over 500 years, oppressed us, colonized us, murdered, and more, right? You will be deemed a traitor, and we will make sure that people know, because we are out here politically educating the people so that they know you are a traitor and did not step up to become, to be on the right side of history. Instead, you chose the white side of history. So we're going to make sure they know, and the people will judge for themselves. Land back.
Land back. Yes. Full unity with what you laid out, Chief. It's our second principle of unity at the end of the day that is going to save us, right? From these divide and conquer tactics, that they try to use. They try to recruit those, sellouts to stoke ethnic tensions, right? And then, that's historically what they've done, because they know they're outnumbered. They know that they can't conquer us unless they manipulate us to fight against each other, right? And so it really is about, we got to constantly be reminding our peoples that what we want a society where we are all equal, right? In addition to, obviously having our complete dictatorship, we also have to have a firm, solid foundation and agreement, because there's so many differences, right? There's so many different religions, almost like every day you keep hearing about a new religion or whatever, or some people call it a cult, right? Or a spiritual belief system, right? Or you might not have any, right? You might just be say you're an atheist or whatever. Or you have so many different ethnic groups, right? And you have so many historical examples. Look at what happened with Rwanda, right? With the Rwandan genocide, right? Look at what happened with India and Pakistan, right? That was arbitrarily divided, right? And they're constantly stoking, these Islamophobic beliefs, right? To try to just continue to colonize, right, our peoples, keep them divided, and so that's why we just got to keep pushing that principle of equality and really coming back to like liberty, right? That we all, like, at the end of the day, we all want equality, like regardless of our differences. Like, we have to come back to that principle so that we can all unite, because divided, we will never be able to have dictatorship. We'll never be able to have our freedom, our sovereignty. So I'm back.
Spit that out, Kamote. But I do see we got other read that back. So, but there's so many to choose from. It's like, let's do Watakames. Is this page? Read that back, page 212 of PDF. The victory at Como, at the same time as it showed the solidarity of our positions and of our capacity for military recovery in these areas, even the justness of our strategy and our tactics for struggle, stamped new content on the activity of our combatants, bolstering their courage, tenacity, spirit of initiative, and daring. It was thus that our combatants, stimulated by the news of this victory, countered all attempts to reconquer the liberated areas. I don't think this is continued. I don't think it's continued. Okay, yeah, it's not continued. But yes, this is on the what we touched on earlier around the same read that back around the uh, where we find out our weaknesses through war and struggle, right? But here we see the positives, right? The new positives that come out of that struggle, right? Once we realize what's capable, not just of ourselves, right, but of the comrades that we see alongside ourselves, like I could say in the case of Atlanta, right? But in this case, that the comrades that weren't even involved in the struggle, they had that new resolute fervor, that new like wanting and need to like do better to make sure that this doesn't happen again, that they can never reconquer these areas. And that is the inspiration with which all revolutionaries must follow and lead with, right? To continue to inspire not just the comrades under their leadership, the cadre around them, but the masses, right? And that's what happens, right? That these victories should be used as such, as inspiration to continue drawing from, and to continue lighting that fire, fueling that fire, to continue the anti-colonial struggle against these neo-colonial sellouts and filthy bleach demons. But yeah, did you want to move on to the next one so we could get all these read that backs come with him?
Land back, yes. I'll go ahead and move on to another one. Yeah, we got so many. Thank you all so much for posting. Let's see what we got next. We got I see Colibri Mel. Read that back, page 184. For the successes already won and the favorable prospects for struggle to be translated into new and decisive victories, we must develop and intensify military action, strengthen the political work and internal information, and improve our work at the African and international level with the aim of strengthening practical solidarity in regard to our liberating struggle, which has already been for some years a veritable war. To achieve these main aims, we must be in a position to satisfy the basic needs for supply of essential items to the populations in liberated areas, to pursue the task of an economic, social, and cultural construction begun in these areas, to strengthen and improve war material and logistical resources, and to meet the growing costs of the struggle in all fields. We have, therefore, greater need of essential items, teaching and health equipment and medicaments, weapons and munitions and cash, for a war is very costly, even if it is waged by a poor people who have to take up arms to free themselves from foreign domination. Back. What do you think about that, Chief?
Yeah, that's strengthening. I totally unite with it, because it's really telling us to, strengthen our political work so that we can continue these victories that we have in our struggle, right? And like going back to the other read that back that we just read, right? That was a huge victory for against colonialism. But to continue those same set of victories, we have to continue refining our political work. Making sure it stays on point, strengthening it, and improving it at all levels, regardless of whether it's on, I think we mentioned earlier, the battlefield, or the agricultural work, right? And but yeah, like they mentioned as well, war is costly, and it needs cash, right? It needs materials, medicaments, all this stuff in order to improve that, in order to improve the struggle and continue serving the needs of our of the colonized poor working class, right? Which is why Black Hammer is out here fundraising, y'all. That's exactly why we need them resources, because as this political education has just stated, that is it is necessary in order to continue to improve the work that we do, the political work, which is the blood of our organization, right? The political work that we so want to strengthen every day and at every corner, at every opportunity that we get. So let's raise them funds, y'all. Y'all heard the PE and 5 from QC, land back QC. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because look at it. If you see in that cute picture right there with them two cuties right on the left. You see how it's three. It's three. My bad. I didn't see what to count right. The 3 cuties on the left. You see the amount of the abundance of resources that we're able to provide, and that's through these donations that y'all provide, right? So let's see them 5. That I see a 5 from Oju. That's what's up, Oju. Land back. Salute, Oju. You know what? I'm gonna give a. I think I could do. I'll do a 5 as well. I'm gonna put me down for a 5, y'all. 5 up in there. But again, right, that abundance of resources allows us to show our people the dedication, the absolute dedication that we have towards them, right? We may start out with less supplies, right? Because we must start somewhere. But the goal is to improve upon that, right? To continue providing more and more to where we can be that state for our people that provides them with all the necessities, all the essentials to living, right? Because the state, the white power neo-colonial state, isn't going to do that. It hasn't been doing that. So that's our job. It's our job to raise these resources and make sure our people get the material resources. So send this to someone, hit someone up, be like, yo, you got $5 for the colonized masses. You got $5, or just for the homeless. You could tell them, for the houseless folks, for building, right? You can show them the work we do, but let's just make sure we're raising them resources, by whatever means necessary. But thank y'all for those donations. Land back. We're nearing the end, but I think we're gonna get into another one of our read that backs. So let's get that through. Oh, this is yours. Camote.
Land back. All right, let's get into it. Let's see here. With their aggression, the colonialists, in a frankly unexpected way, increased the interests of Africa and the world in our people, our struggle, and our party. They opened up new prospects for the isolation of Portuguese colonialism at the international level, where the constantly growing importance of our fight for liberty has been more clearly defined. And no less important, they strengthened in all of us the certainty of victory in our struggle, our determination, and the very efficiency of our combatants who during the last 2 months of the year inflicted heavy losses on the enemy by stepping up their action on all fronts. We have therefore sufficient reason to start another year of struggle with optimism, determined to improve our work at all levels and to strike constantly harder blows against the Portuguese colonialists in order to defend the conquest by our people who are every day more master of their own destiny. This, whatever the maneuvers, lies, or crimes of the Portuguese colonialists might be. Land back.
Land back. That's a powerful read that back. Come on, do you want to just start us off with your own read that back, or?
Land back. Yeah, I chose that read that back. Again, it's talking. It references not only principle number 1, right? That their goal is to be master of their own destiny. I just love the way Amilcar Cabral writes. Right, it's about, you can say it in the same thing in slightly different ways, right? We want total dictatorship. We want mastery over our destiny, right? And he has this beautiful talk about how this really great analogy, that we read earlier in the previous chapters, where he talks about how the Portuguese colonialists, they've effectively just taken the African peoples, right, in their territories, and they put them on their own train, right? They're just like a caboose, like they're like a little caboose or whatever, and they're just being driven along on this train. Who knows where it's going to go? It's probably we know it's going to crash and burn, right? Like we see like what these colonizers are doing with the world. They're polluting our air, our water, our soil, right? There's so many cases of our soil like being contaminated with toxic heavy metals, right? It's like, what? Like they think they're smarter. Is that really what a smart like people would do, right? And so we got to get off we got to get off those train tracks, because it's just leading to the sixth mass extinction. It's leading to climate catastrophe, right? It's leading to just more and more genocides, just more and more death, disease, misery for our peoples, right? And so they're recognized. I love how he's talking about how they're celebrating the gains, and then talking about how their strategy too. They're talking about their strategy of isolating, right, the colonizers on the global playing field, and really trying to reach out to unite with more and more countries, specifically focusing on those on building that colonized unity, right? But also there was a section in the book where Sweden actually was giving aid as well. So hey, they'll take some aid from Sweden,
some reparation,
like there you go. So Sweden's doing helping them out, and that's really that also goes back to knowing who your allies are, right? Like your allies aren't just like people who say some nice words like, oh, thoughts and prayers. I hope everything goes well. No, you gotta give some material aid, right? Like they need material aid here. They need equipment, right? They need supplies. So but it does help, of course, if you condemn the Portuguese colonialists. That helps with the spiritual war. With their spiritual struggle, right? But like Oju puts right there. Yep, colonizers, you got to pay up. You got to open them piggy banks, open them wallets, and cough up those reparations. Cough up whatever you got. Cough up that coffee shop money. You know what I'm saying? Cough up whatever you got. We'll take it all. So land back. Yeah, would you like to add anything to that, Chief Sheen?
No, yeah, like definitely, that was beautifully said, Kamote. I definitely want to speak on how basically through the savagery that these colonizers have always had and continue to this day, right? How you mentioned it's leading us to extinction, the complete destruction of our environment. But it is through these methods, through their terrible, through all of this, that they not only dig their own graves, right, but they fuel our fire to continue the struggle of our ancestors, right, to continue that struggle against colonialism and neo-colonialism. So it's like there's no winning for them, right? There's no winning from them. Our victory is inevitable, no matter what they do. Whether if they try to increase their aggression in the case right here through the Portuguese colonialists, or through more slime methods that we saw earlier on in the book trap, where psychological warfare is made, and they try to bribe our people to sell out. None of that, because we understand the justness of our struggle, the importance and absolute importance of our struggle, right? In this case, it's probably more important now more than ever, right? Because of that extinction you mentioned, right? Come on to these colonizers, these filthy cave beasts have brought us to this point where it's all or nothing. There's nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So from taking up your own leadership, right? So join Black Hammer, y'all. Stop letting our environment, just like our lives, go past us. It's time for you to take up your own leadership and dictatorship over your own life, labor, land, and resources. But yeah, that was my little my damn thoughts. Land back.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Full unity.
The
time. It's the perfect time. Come on, y'all. We gotta just keep uniting. We gotta keep just building, right? Just keep connecting with more of our people, and just spreading that good word, spreading those principles of unity far and wide. Because just like Mao said, right? That's the majority of our work is actually just educating our people, right? Building that solidarity, right? And with patience and persistence. And Mao says you need a lot of patience. So the work will develop that patience too. You know what I mean? Like you just keep going, because what else is there? What else is there? Just selling out, like apathy. Come on. Like it's just leading to extinction. Where's the fun in that too? It's so boring, right? Don't you want to go out and meet some people, meet people who, think like you, have that same passion and love for our people, like, yeah, I love the work. It's so much fun. I love our people, and it's just, what better thing to devote your time to, right? So.
McCry. But anyways, I think we're gonna get into our last read that back. I think it might be mine this time. But yes, that's what's up, Martillo con Limote. That's absolutely right. That unity, that strong unity, is gonna win this revolutionary war because it's such a powerful weapon. All right, let's see. Clear my throat. The pace of our struggle depends basically on our capacity for analysis, decision, and initiative, and on efforts and sacrifices we are determined to make. While developing and intensifying armed action, we must always, and in all our activities, including the war, bear in mind the fundamentally political character of our struggle, consolidate and strengthen the organic structures of the party in the struggle, act so that each organism really plays its part, so that every militant should constantly feel more responsible and necessary for the purposes of the struggle. Further develop democracy, the spirit of criticism and self-criticism, from the bottom to the top of our organization. Carry out and make others carry out the watchwords and all the directives of the party. Improve the return on the work of each organism and every militant. Strengthen the fight against sloppiness, slackness, opportunism, and all moral or political deviations from the line drawn by the party. Gradually sweep away the obstacles to the carrying out of this major objective of our struggle, namely, that our people should take totally into their hands the political power that our combat has already conquered over more than 2/3 of the national territory. Those are the fundamental tasks of the struggle, enabling us to ensure and later to transform the favorable prospects for our liberating fight. Well, I'm back, and I think this is such a great one to end on because, all of what was just said, right? I think that really ties back to our first principle of unity, really taking up that dictatorship and understanding what it means to have dictatorship over our own lives, land, labor, and resources, right? We need that discipline. We need to follow out the directives of leadership to the fullest extent. In fact, go beyond that if you can, right? To continue our struggle, because it is that work that's going to get us free, right? It's not going to be sitting idly around or hell, even be, here in front of a screen, right? It's going to be on the ground with our people. It's going to be on the ground struggling with our people, showing them that dedication that you have towards the work, towards our organization, and in the case of the read that back, it was the party, but towards Black Hammer, right? Leading by example and criticizing, self-criticizing, basically following all the directives that we have as a revolutionary, but to the fullest extent. That also will be is a huge key point in achieving that liberation for the colonized masses wherever we are. So, yeah, and thank you, Ren. We're not so brain dead, so I appreciate that. I hope we did a good job. But yes, land back. I don't know if you had anything else to add, Kamote.
Land back. No, yeah, I fully unite with what you laid out. I think, it's again, it goes back to our first principle of unity, right? Like, it's all about continuing to spread that message that what we're fighting for is, dictatorship control over our lives, land, labor, and resources. It's so simple, right? When we can break it down that easily, we can get everybody on board, even the kids, right? Like, hey, everybody has a place, right? Mao talks about in guerrilla warfare, right? Especially when you're fighting that guerrilla warfare, you need everybody helping to gather information too, because that's a big thing. Like the reason that they were successful in defeating and the same thing with Amilcar Cabral, right? The reason they were successful is because they had the people on their side, right? And what are the people going to do? They're going to help to gather information, right? They're going to help, and they're also going to help to protect their revolutionaries. They're going to help to protect, their guerrilla fighters, right, from the colonizers. So when you know where your enemy is, right, then you can concentrate your forces on their weak spot, right? You can ambush them, you can surprise them, and when they don't know where you are, then all their efforts will be in vain, which is exactly what happened when they tried to take over I forget the Conakry, right? And they tried. They were like, oh, we thought Sekou Touré, is going to be at the doing this thing on Saturday night or whatever. Well, they were completely wrong, and they got totally crushed. And so it's really, even if they're not the fighters, you can still play a part. You can help to gather information, right? Help provide resources. We all have a part to play. So just remember that. Land back. Yes, and that was that analysis that we always have to keep sharp, which will lead us to our victory. Thank you, Hamilton. That was beautifully said. I think we gonna get into some announcement, y'all. So stay tuned, see what we got. So we don't just got the book trap. We got other events for our people, right? To participate in, to support, to donate for. But yeah, what's up on that first list? And back at it with the Revolutionary Church, y'all. It was such a blessing to be out there in Atlanta myself and actually see the beautiful work on the ground, right? And our people being so receptive. That's every Tuesday, 4 p.m., Woodruff Park, ATL. And you can also watch online every Tuesday at youtube.com/BlackHammerTV. Come see the beautiful work we're doing, y'all. Come see the actual on-the-ground organizing that none of these other liberal organizations can even come close to, in connecting with our colonized people, colonized forward class people. So every Tuesday, y'all, 4 p.m., shoot through. Expect to see y'all there. Land back. We got Fraud Fauci Fridays every Friday, 4 p.m. your local time. We get the march on the CDC next Monday as well, November 22nd, 2021.
The big
so
one.
Make sure you turn in for that. And yeah, hope to see y'all out there. It's been a lot of fun being out here and just getting to really connect with the people. Because so many people are cautious and hesitant about these vaccines, and with good reason, right? Because what have we heard lately in the news, right? That the Johnson & Johnson vaccine effectiveness is now down at less than 15%, right?
Don't forget to say vacuumations.
Vacuumations. Oh, whoops. Self-critical for that. But I mean, you got Fauci. How many people died, right? Because Fauci lied about masks, right? In the beginning, we can't forget about that, right? How many people did he kill literally because he said, "Oh, masks don't work"? When we know there's so much evidence. Like, are you kidding me? That's why they wear masks in the hospital. Like, are you? Like, it was just such a blatant lie that there's no excuse for that. He's literally like a doctor. He's supposed to be like an expert, a professional who knows how airborne viruses are spread. So we got to be out there. We got to hold. We got to help our people. Have dictatorship over their body, right? Because it's fundamentally, it's our body, it's our choice, what we want to put into our body, and that's why I'm excited to get back out there this Friday.
These genociders ain't shit. And y'all already know, book trap. I don't know if we're finishing up, but we're very close to finishing up. Unity and Struggle by Amilcar Cabral. Chapters 24 to 31 this time, only 34 pages. So I know y'all gonna bring some more fire, and we're gonna keep having this heated discussion, heated AF, to continue our own political development, because the learning don't stop. No matter how old we are, we continue to learn, continue to struggle, continue to fight for our liberation, for our freedom. So join us next week, same time. Y'all already know, Sunday morning for that PE. No better way to start the morning than some political education from Amilcar Cabral. But all right, y'all, lab back. Thank you to everyone who shot through. We appreciate y'all shooting through to listen to this political education, right? I think we're gonna do another little land back together. So let's go ahead. Amilcar, you want to lead us in our countdown? Give a land back.
All right. Since we're working on our Spanish, that's another goal. We'll talk more. But gotta reach out to our Spanish speakers as well. So let's start off with counting down. We got 3, 2, 1.
Land back.
Land back.